You're tuned in into ink and identity. Sometimes people have the misconception that once you go and follow your dreams, it's going to be easier
Mm-mm.
financially. And it's like, no, it gets harder.
Yeah, it can be though. It
Yeah.
can be if you.
Okay, we're back with ink and identity. And today we have Andrew Lyko, all the way from Rialto. Andrew has a wonderful outfit on. It's the first time we actually ever had a guest to
Mhm.
match the host
On accident, by the way.
on accident and not on purpose. So thank you and welcome, Andrew.
Yeah, glad to be here. Glad to be mentioned.
Yes, absolutely. So, Andrew, tell us about some of your art and what do you do? Like, what medium do you typically stay within?
Okay, so right now I'm a contemporary fine artist. So my medium I would say is acrylic on canvas on linen. But my roots go way back to like graffiti.
Oh,
That's
okay.
kind of where I started, and I just developed and transitioned to various other mediums, and up until now, it's just strictly paintings.
Paintings.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
yeah.
So interesting. What was the graffiti like? Were you
Uh,
graffitiing on walls?
yeah, I mean, it was honestly amazing. I started when I was like maybe 11, like just doing it at home in,
Mm-hmm.
black books and stuff. And I was born in 1990, so I really got to experience that era before like social media and all that stuff.
Yeah.
So I remember having cousins doing graffiti, and that kind of inspired me. And I had a really good friend of mine in middle school. We were just like, hey, well, we have nothing to do. We're broke kids. Like, we want to do something. Oh, cool. Let's go graffiti. And we started when we were like 13, and we would just be out at night, whether it's weekdays, school night, whatever, or weekends, and just tag and graffiti.
Really?
Yeah, but we were trying to do it like a different way, like not just tagging our names. Like
Mm-hmm.
we wanted to do it very artsy and expressive. So
Yeah.
we would create our piece, pack our stuff, and then actually try to do something kind of nice.
Yeah. So interesting enough, I didn't know that people like tag walls just for their name.
Yeah, oh yeah,
I thought
that's.
it was more of a like I thought it was like some extreme symbolism, like this my territory.
I mean, to some extent, yeah,
Yeah.
but nowadays, I mean, there's various reasons why people graffiti, but
But that's mostly why you see names when it is graffiti, right?
yeah, it's called a tag. They just want to get their name out there, seeing that, yeah, hey, I tagged this. Yeah.
See, that's so interesting. I
Mm.
think see, now I have a better like understanding and appreciation for graffiti because before I'm like, why are they tagging that wall, you know?
Yeah, and then
Yeah.
it'd be surprised like some of these people go through very crazy lengths to get their name on a certain location, certain
Mhm.
spot where you look at it, you kind of like, how is that even possible?
Right. The
Yeah.
top of the freeway, right?
Yeah, there's some
That you just
very.
hang upside down and
Yeah, now see for us, we had to be very picky with our spots because our stuff took time, and so obviously graffiti is illegal, so we had to really be cautious of that, and obviously not trying to get caught.
yeah, yeah.
But yeah, that's where it started. After that, it kind of just continued. I never stopped doing art, but like the medium changed. I remember doing sneakers. I was really big into the sneaker customizing scene, like very early on.
Mhm.
I was like considered one of the OGs and stuff, and kind of helped jumpstart that wave of what it is now. But then quickly I realized like I didn't want to paint sneakers for the rest of my life. Yeah,
What kind of like what were you painting on the sneakers?
I was painting on Jordans, Air Force Ones, really popular sneakers.
Really?
Yeah, and
Oh, you know?
I had a really big account. I mean, I was winning contests and stuff all over, and then it got really big to the point where we had like 2 rooms full of orders like every month, and we were just painting for like 15, 16 hours.
Wow.
And I remember the moment where I realized I didn't want to do it anymore because when you paint shoes, you have to prep them, right? So you have to
Mhm.
acetone them, you have to do all this stuff and clean them, and just so the paint can stick. And I remember just feeling so like bad, like all these fumes, the spray paint, like not the spray paint, the airbrushing. I was like, nah, this isn't it. Like I'm
Yeah.
not enjoying this anymore. So I had to transition, and I went from that to doing jackets.
Oh,
and that was
wow.
kind of nice.
Was it airbrush?
Some of it, yeah, but mostly done by hand. I
Wow.
basically just took what I learned from graffiti and the sneakers and just applied it to the jackets, and I went crazy with that, which was kind of nice.
Mm,
Yeah, and the price point was higher too, so
yeah.
obviously more money for less work. Who doesn't want that?
Yeah, right. So was the jackets like more customized in one per design, or did
Yeah.
you repeat the designs?
No, it was these are just one of ones, and I remember those did well because I had the idea to like paint these jackets for like up and coming artists or
Hmm.
artists and musicians that I know that are going to be performing in a very small venue. And so I would like finesse my way and like get these jackets to these people and then obviously make something very cool about them in general. Like they're gonna look at it and be like, wow, that's actually kind of nice.
Wow.
And so I was able to like really like hack my way to like, I don't know, getting clients that way because I remember doing it with some celebrities as well. And all you had to do is just get content and perspective, and that's it. You're good.
Yeah, yeah. That's actually cool. Can you do one for me?
Yeah, I can do that.
I
Yeah.
would love a jacket. I
I
need a
mean,
blazer though.
yeah, we can make it happen.
I would love to have a blazer like
Mm.
sketched on,
Is that
etched
like
on.
your signature, like
Yeah,
blazer?
blazers.
I can see it.
I like blazers.
Nice.
Can you tell?
It's a little bit.
I absolutely love blazers.
I like them too, actually. Yeah, from time to time.
Mhm. I know art started in graffiti.
Mm.
I know you were moving from graffiti to jackets, but at what moment did you say, okay, this is it?
To paintings.
Yes.
Um, I think I got to a point again where I was like, okay, the jacket thing is cool, but like, what's what else is out there,
Hmm.
right? And then I remember seeing a post. I think it was either Cause or Takashi Murakami, or probably even both, honestly. And I saw like, I think the post had something about what they were selling the artwork for, or what their art was sold for, and I was just kind of like, what? You know what I
Right.
mean? And then the more I looked into stuff, I was just like, I mean, I've always been the person to like, if I feel like I can do it, I'm gonna do it. Like, I
Hmm.
really don't care about the how or like how hard it will be or whatever. Like, I really don't think about none of that stuff.
Yeah.
And so I just saw the paintings, I saw them, and I'm like, I can do that,
Right.
you know? And I felt like I had enough experience, also the right mindset, I guess, and I just transitioned. I was like, you know what? All right, no longer doing jackets. I'm doing painting. I just announced it. I remember after that, I didn't really look back. Like I would make jackets for like maybe a couple friends here and there, but after that was just strictly paintings, and things just kind of like kicked off really, really fast when I transitioned because I just went all in and I was doing the same methods as before. It's just different medium, you
Yeah.
know. Instead of taking the jacket to these artists, I was taking like a painting to like a gallery, and I
Yeah.
was just
Yeah.
like going in there. And I remember they'd be like, "Yo, what are you doing? Like, this isn't the way." I'm like,
Right.
"I understand that, but like, I'm here right now. Just take a look at it."
Yeah.
And that caught the eye of a certain person, and I remember securing like my first gallerist the very first year when I transitioned, and I was just like, oh well, that was easy.
Yeah. Just need a button. That was easy.
Yeah, basically.
That was actually pretty cool.
Hmm.
But that goes to say that persistence and determination kind of like outweighs anything else, right?
Oh,
As
100%.
long as you just stay consistent and believe what you're doing,
Hmm.
it's possible.
Yeah, and I would say more than anything, just like just do the damn
Just
thing. Nike has that for a reason. It's very powerful. Like, yeah, you can announce stuff, you can plan all you want, but until you're actually doing it, like,
mhm.
it doesn't really change anything.
It's the power of execution.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah, and at
Like
that point, I had a very like, what do I have to lose? Like, I don't care.
right.
Yeah.
Right. Sometimes that's the way to be because if you are a planner or a person who has to see it from A through Z,
Mm.
sometimes you get stuck in the weeds of things, right? And it's like just do it.
Mhm.
No one
Yeah.
cares if it's perfect or if it's like something that you need to know. Like just do it. see where it goes, and most likely it's really successful at that point.
Yeah, exactly.
So how was your childhood? Like, were you drawing as a kid? Like, did your mom or your parents know that you were an artist very, very young? Did they encourage that, or was it like more of a self-discovery?
Um, it was actually my kindergarten teacher who
Oh,
discovered
wow.
it. Yeah.
Mhm.
My mom tells me that when I was in kindergarten, there was a moment where she pulled mom to the side when she was picking me up, and she told her to just keep me drawing,
Mhm.
like to have art stuff around at all times.
Yeah.
And my mom listened. And that was it basically. I just continued drawing all my life as a kid. School contests and stuff. Like I would win those,
Wow.
and not until like I was in maybe high school did I realize like, oh, this is actually like a talent.
Mhm.
I was just like doing it, like not really thinking too much. I just enjoyed it.
Yeah.
And then I remember in high school was like the first time that I was actually making money off of it. And then in college, it just kind of like grew. And then I guess I just never really stopped. Yeah, it just kind of kept going as I was doing other stuff.
And
Yeah.
how are you making money in high school?
T-shirts, shoes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I remember my first pair of shoes that I customized and painted was in middle school. Um, I was a kid. I didn't really have that much money, so I had one pair of Air Forces and that was it. And but they're all white, and so what I would do, I would keep them super clean. And it's funny because like my old friends would know this now, but I would paint the swoosh a different color every couple weeks.
Really?
So people would be like, "Damn, you got hella kicks," I was just painting them and keeping them super clean. And so I remember I'm winning like best dressed that year and everything because they thought I just had hella kicks.
Really?
Yeah, it was funny.
That's interesting. I
Mm.
wonder if anyone knows this story.
Yeah, there's a few that like the OGs that I went to middle school with, like they definitely know.
That's actually a pretty good idea. Only if you can paint the
Yeah, I mean, I would take my time and it looked legit, so yeah, it was pretty funny.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
It's very interesting. Do you have a particular painting that is like your absolute best, or you just really, really connect with it?
Yeah, I have a few that connect to like a certain moment or time, and then there's a few that I would say technically, like technical wise, would be my best. Actually, the one I brought today is like my latest and my most technical, I would say, with the least amount of time that I put into it.
Hmm.
And so I would say that's like my favorite right now from like a very detailed perspective. But from a personal, I have a few in like my archives that are like personal pieces that I wouldn't let go, and those are more expressionist.
Yeah.
Like they're kind of just raw moments that I captured and enclosed in the form of a painting, and they have a certain meaning to me. So yeah.
I know you just mentioned that you had a favorite, or at least this like keep safe to yourself, but like have any part of art saved you from a heartbreak, shame, invisibility, something that just a really bad moment in your life and art was it? Like it totally just kept you in the moment to get past that journey.
Mm. Uh, I mean, to answer in short, definitely. I mean, right now is a extremely heavy period in my life, and the artwork definitely reflects that. Um, Without like getting too deep in it, my mom's like pretty ill, and we're taking care of her in the hopes that she gets better, obviously. And I think, I definitely express myself through art, but if you were to see how the past stuff, even just like 2 years ago was compared to now, you would see that transition of like, okay, it definitely got more introspective, a little heavier. There's a lot of meaning. There's a lot of like like people see the art and they relate to it a little bit more
Mhm.
than the past stuff, and I think it's because of the things that I paint. They're like these shadow characters, from like the shadow realm world, and it's really cool to see people's interpretation of it. For me, I was just painting it because that just came out. That's
Yeah.
what's coming out of me right now. If Picasso had like a blue period, this is like my shadow period or something. But it's really cool to see other people be like, "Yo, like that's me," or like the other day, my aunt, she was like, "Yeah, these are like the kids that we leave behind, our child selves, and their shadows, and they're hiding and they're scared, and we never go back for them." And she like started tearing up. I was just like, "Oh dang, like that's really deep." I
Right.
wasn't that piece that she was looking at wasn't particularly like sad or anything like that. That's just what she got from it. And that's when I realized, like, dang, these have like a lot of emotional depth to them. Uh,
That's very interesting. I feel like art kind of carries energy,
mm,
and whatever you're kind of like externally, putting onto these linens, canvases, whatever you're painting on, it seems like it's one directional, right? But
mhm.
then when other people interpret it, it's really coming from their own sense of self. Like, okay, this is what I get out of it. This is how I'm viewing this at this point, which perspectives make it totally different. But I'm wondering, like, what were the shadows when you were painting it? Like, what do you think it was connected to or rooted to?
Um, Definitely some sadness, some grief, some moments of clarity. And I think more than anything is like more emotional maturity, I
Yeah,
would say.
yeah,
I'm 35 now, and so I've experienced a lot, especially as a creator,
yeah.
because I've been doing this full time for about 6 years now,
Mm-hmm.
and it's not a easy route. Um, and the lengths that I've taken it have been very pulling on my life, both being away from family, being away from friends, spiritually. Like it's been a crazy journey, and so that on its own has allowed me to really develop as a character, me
Yeah,
in general. And so the art follows suit. It kind of just, as long as I'm staying true to myself and what I'm really feeling, it'll show in the art,
yeah,
regardless of
yeah.
what I'm doing. And it just so happens to be this right now. Here, I'll show you really quick. You can kind of take a little, see what you see from it.
Wow.
Um, and these are dark colors. They're pretty. They're not really poppy,
Yeah.
but to me, it's not. It's not like a sad piece. It's just a very still, introspective
Yeah, I was
piece.
gonna say it seems very isolated to me.
Yeah,
Isolated as if like there's a waiting, like something's waiting.
yeah.
Yeah,
And this one, I titled it "Letters to the Night."
yeah, yeah,
So it can be anything. It could be a love letter. It can be a letter to yourself. It can be a letter to the world, or just you're just writing to write.
yeah.
It's not really,
Mhm.
you can interpret it however you want.
I mean, honestly, that's the way I like to start my mornings. Just very, very isolated. When there's no street traffic, there's no people walking around, there's nothing happening, no birds out.
Yeah.
Like, and that kind of reminds you of that where you just kind of really, really focus and in tune with yourself at that moment.
Yeah.
Connecting.
Actually, that's very profound because, I mean, the world's very noisy right now, and
Mm-hmm.
it's only going to get noisier with
Mm-hmm.
the tech, the way we connect, the younger generation, how they're being brought up. And so I think stillness and patience and
Yeah.
being with yourself truly alone with your
Mm-hmm.
thoughts, your body, mind, spirit, everything is getting more rare and harder to
Right.
do.
Right.
So I guess I'm trying to express that.
Yeah, yeah. And I absolutely felt it immediately.
Thank
Like,
you.
so I think it's working. But also, depending on who reads or who sees it, will kind of have a impact on how they view it or how they,
Exactly.
yeah. Because
Yeah.
I'm at that place in life where stillness is important to me.
Yeah.
So
There
then
you
I can
go.
automatically kind of pick up on that.
Awesome. You
Yeah,
see what I mean?
and by the way, sorry to hear about your mom. She'll be in our prayers.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
Do you have any moments where art was particularly misunderstood by you? Like when you were expressing yourself, did people kind of misunderstand you for a bit?
Oh, yeah. All the
Absolutely.
time. Yeah. But I think if you're a great artist, you pick up on that and you learn how to use that.
Mhm.
You know, I mean, I mentor artists as well, and I try to teach them more about how to think
Yeah.
more than anything, not necessarily how to paint.
Yeah.
Because I feel like everybody has their own style and uniqueness to them right off the bat.
Mhm.
So I try to dictate, like, more so where to take their thought process, their energy, their feelings, their emotions, and everything like that, and hone it in to a certain way that feels authentic to themselves.
Yeah.
There was a period when I was making very pop art type work, but it was from kind of like a twisted idea, you know. So I remember I had the idea of taking just really popular characters and putting them into a black hole,
Mhm.
you know, and painting them how I think they would come out on the other side. And so my mind went like warping kind of crazy. And so that's how I started painting them. And I don't know, for me, internally, it was kind of like a twisted thought. Like, I'm taking these characters, I'm just like really taking them apart. And it's kind of like, I don't know. But people were just, wow, that's cool.
Really?
And just like, yeah, I'll take it. I'm like, cool. Like, it's kind of dark, you know? I
Yeah.
remember some of these pieces were, one of them was like Homer Simpson choking Bart, and he was all kind of like discombobulated. And I titled it, They Don't Want Superheroes, you know? And it was a moment in time when I was feeling like my creative power or my gift wasn't really being appreciated, you know, and I was just
Gotcha.
kind of like handing it or giving it away.
Yeah.
And I just felt like, oh, I guess I don't want superheroes nowadays, you know, like
Right,
they
right.
want just I don't know.
Was that more of a self-expression?
Oh,
Like
100%.
he said
Yeah.
100%.
And the person that took it was kind of just like, wow, that's awesome. Looks amazing.
And you're like, you don't even understand.
I'm like, bet.
Yeah.
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 So a lot of those moments for sure.
Gotcha. Gotcha. So how do you help new artists that you're mentoring?
No, new and maybe new to a certain medium,
Yeah.
but it goes all over. And I wouldn't say just like artists, but maybe I like to call it just creatives in general. So, you know, it can be somebody in music, it can be somebody in film or
Mhm.
whatever. It's just more so like the mindset and the energy that they can apply. It applies to every creative profession, I
Right,
would say.
right. So what would you tell them? Because I know sometimes like if they're not as popular or if they're not selling as much, like what would you tell them about like if they should keep a job and follow their dream and don't think they have to compromise either one, or should they just 100% go into following their dream and then particularly struggle or not? But what would be some of your advice?
So I would say if they have a 9 to 5 that's paying for, you know, their basic needs and stuff like that, to keep that, because there's no need to transition if you don't have like a baseline of how you're going to be making money from a creative standpoint.
Yeah.
And secondly, they need to understand that once you transition to a full-time artist, musician, anything like that, it's going to become work.
Yeah.
So you need to learn how to balance that of, okay, I'm creating for me, but I'm also creating because I need to sell.
Yeah.
And a lot of
Yeah.
artists, creatives lose touch on that, and they get heartbroken and just very frustrated because it starts to feel like work. And
Wow.
it's because they don't have the framework, they don't have the structure to allow them to produce in a certain way that still allows them to stay true to the work that they actually want to make.
Mhm.
And I had to learn that the hard way. And so now I tell them like, yo, keep the job, save your money, you know, be tight with it, stack up, and do what I did. I had enough money to live off of um, not having a job for a whole year,
Mhm.
right? I was a business broker. and I transitioned, and I was like, you know what, I have just enough to go hard full time for 1 year, and that's what I'm gonna do. And
Yeah.
that's what I did. And I by like month 3, I already had like a couple sales coming in. And I was like, oh, okay, this wasn't as hard as I thought. But I was also going crazy with it. Like every event, I was there. Any opportunity, I was trying to capitalize on it. I was just showing love everywhere, really getting my name out there.
Mhm.
Not so much the art, but just me as a person, because that's another thing that I learned really quickly with business. It's just about relations.
Yeah, absolutely. It was like you were boots on the ground, right?
Mhm.
Like,
Yeah,
say
100%.
say boots on the
There's
ground,
just,
like,
like, watching who like, "Who's this kid just popping
yeah,
up to all these places?"
right.
You know?
Yeah,
And
that's
that
the
was just
grassroots. But
yeah.
I totally understand that because sometimes people have the misconception that once you go and follow your dreams, it's gonna be easier
Mm.
financially. And it's like, no, it gets harder.
Yeah. It can be, though. It
Yeah.
can be if you set it up properly.
Right, right.
Then the transition can be, like, very liberating, like, "Wow, finally,
Yeah.
I'm free, and I have the income source."
Right, exactly. And I like what you said about like the need to sell versus create cuz that's like coming from a place of scarcity, right?
Mhm.
So it's like, "Hey man, I don't know where my next bill or my next meal coming from, so I need to kind of create even if I'm not even in a position to, you know?
Exactly,
Like spiritually, mentally, physically, all of the
and
above."
that will pull and push and beat anybody down. You
Yeah.
know, I've been in situations where I had thousands of dollars coming all at once, but I've also been in situations where I was like -500 in my
Yeah.
account, and I still had to produce and kind of figure things out. And I think that goes more hand in hand with like the entrepreneur side
Yeah.
of running yourself as a business. Because at the end of the day, if you're doing it full time, you are a business,
Right.
and you can't, you know, do one thing without the other. Like you need to have all the bases covered, and that's always very important from the start to know why you're doing something, where you want to go, so that way you can reverse engineer on how to get there.
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely. That's amazing. I think we all should take that advice. No matter what it is, we should all take that advice so then absolutely it can be a little bit more successful, with a little less stress.
Yeah, it doesn't have
Yeah.
to be just in the dark. Like you can actually control a good amount of it. It just
Yeah.
depends on your effort, your strategy, and your execution.
Yeah. Cuz speaking to some artists, you can tell that some had a struggle, some probably didn't have as much of a struggle. I mean, it's all subjective and we all feel what our struggles are individually, but you can tell that it's different. Some completely just quit and then go all in. And then some just say, "Hey, I'm gonna do this a little strategic," which I think I would be a little strategic if I had to be.
Yeah.
But I think that's a good approach, at least good feedback to other artists is like or creators is that you can still do both without compromising each of them.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
mean if you really want to do it, it'll show. If you really want to do it, you'll have the job, save your money, and still do your art,
Yeah, yeah.
because that's the only way, that you really know, okay, I'm built for this or not. Because
Right,
if you can't do
exactly.
that, then like, bro, you're not gonna do it.
Right, you're not gonna do it full
No, like
time.
I will destroy you. Like
Right,
you're gonna
right.
compete. Like it is the competition at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Like to some extent,
Mhm.
like I have a athletic background as well, so I know that mindset of like competing
Yeah.
in a healthy way, and so I see other artists in the field. And I'm kind of just like, okay, I see what you're about. I respect it, but like, nah, bro, I'm gonna destroy
Yeah, yeah.
you.
You're just extremely confident, huh?
Yeah, yeah, I would
He's
say
like, "I am
so.
extremely confident
Yeah,
in my artwork. Don't
very.
worry, no matter what it is, I am going to conquer."
Yeah, basically. Like I will never hurt anybody or take anything from anybody, but like just for me being in that niche and seeing how things are done, I'm like, you need to be a certain way. Because if
Yeah,
not, they will eat you up and
yeah,
spit you out.
yeah. So how is the culture, I guess, or industry? Like, do you think it's pretty competitive or is it very open and friendly? Like, do people look out for each other?
I will talk about like what I'm in, and it's like the fine art world.
Mm-hmm.
I would say it's very political.
Okay.
It's very much who you know, more than how good the art is.
Yeah.
Because that does matter, but you need to be in the right rooms with
Yeah.
the right people. And it's actually a very small world. So you come to find that, most aren't there for the reason that you think they're there.
Yeah.
And you need to be really, really good at assessing and positioning yourself to get to the person or the persons that actually understand you for who you are and what you're trying to do. Because
Yeah.
I've been positioned and some spots where I thought, oh, that's it, I made it, and I was quick to find out like, nah, this ain't
No.
really my cup of tea right here. I need to transition,
Wow.
and yeah, it's been
Yeah.
quite the journey. Yeah.
Wow. So what's your perspective about art? Because I know like I collect pieces and that's only for value. It's like, oh, if I buy this at this cost now, I'm assuming 10 years later it'd be more.
Yeah, I
But like,
mean,
what's your perspective about the monetary value of art?
I also mentor on that end too. I tell collectors, if you really want to find a really great artist, like a really really, 9 out of 10, the artwork is gonna be worth something a lot much more in the future.
Yeah.
Ask them why they make art, and like what's the intent. And if they don't tell you, it's because I want to be like the best artist in the world, something like that, something crazy like that,
Yeah.
where
Yeah.
you're just like, damn,
Right.
they're not gonna do it.
Right.
Because that's how I speak about myself. I say I'm gonna be, or I am like the artist of my generation. Yet I strongly feel that way, and
Hmm.
so that's what I want to feel from another artist as a collector. Like, I want to see that fire. Like,
Yeah.
damn, they're not gonna stop. Maybe
Right.
the art's not there now, but like I can see that kid fucking wants it.
Right. Right.
Yeah,
So further down the line, he's gonna put in the work to
yeah,
get there.
exactly. No reason. The way you get that out of them, you ask them why you make art. Simple
Right.
as that, and you see the passion. Yeah,
Typically when you create something, and I know it's for you at that moment, or even if it's from everyone else, are you free to just let it go once you kind of finish it, or do you hold on to it in a bit to where you're like under scrutiny of what people think and their thoughts about it, or do you just kind of release it?
that's a great question, and only just now on the spot, I'm realizing kind of what I'm doing now, and I'm in a position where I don't have to sell a piece if I don't want to.
Gotcha.
I'm independent. I don't have anybody representing me anymore,
Mm-hmm.
and it's very liberating. And I'm realizing that I'm kind of dropping art how artists drop albums,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
and I might release something here and there very sporadically, and I might be more calculated with it. I might just show a piece. Like a lot of the times, I want to do like these artworks now. I
Yeah.
just sell prints. I don't sell anything original, but I do show a painting so they can get like an idea. And I mean, a lot of times they want to buy it. I'm just like, it's not for sale, bro. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
You know, um, and it's nice to be at that point where I get to really choose where this is going. Because before, I mean, I always say when I was, my piece was selling for like a lot of money. I had an art dealer that was doing the selling, and most of those pieces I had no idea where they were going. I was just getting paid, which yeah, that's nice. But after a while, I was just like, I'm not getting in touch with any of these collectors. I
Right.
don't know where these pieces are like headed. They're all over the world, but I
Right.
don't know to whose homes. And so
Right.
that's kind of
Right.
like, I don't know. I didn't really like that
It was like a
anymore.
gap in a separation, right?
Yeah,
From you
I
to the
just felt
person.
like a
Yeah.
machine, just
Yeah.
kind of like producing to just make some money. And again, that's great, but with what I'm trying to do, that wasn't enough.
Yeah, yeah. It wasn't fulfilling.
No, it
Yeah.
wasn't.
I mean, you just have a higher purpose.
Thank you. I would like to think so. Yeah.
Absolutely. Anytime something is not fulfilling anymore, you've outgrown it, you have a higher purpose.
Mm.
Yeah.
And I guess we can end on that note of like, no matter, what they present in front of you, um, you got to really think and like follow your intuition.
Yeah.
Because I kind of knew, and I just kind of followed the shining, the money, and all that stuff. And I don't know, I just felt like I had made like the wrong choice. Now I see it as like a very pivotal moment for my career and even as a person.
Mhm.
So I see what it was for, and I'm grateful for it. But yeah, I'm definitely very much more conscious about my decisions now, and it
Gotcha.
can be a very big deal. I will still be like, okay, cool. I'll get back to you.
Yeah. So have you ever traveled for any type of art or
Yeah,
any shows?
yeah, definitely. I was fortunate enough to go to a few places on
Mhm.
behalf of my art.
Mhm.
I mean, these people gave me really cool opportunity. I'll always be grateful for that. But yeah, I was able to go to Thailand. I actually live in Thailand for a few years. I've been to New Zealand. I've been to Japan. I lived in Mexico.
Mm.
And I've gone to, New York, Miami, stuff like that. Where else have I been? I went to Barcelona.
What?
Yeah, so yeah, I've been to a few spots.
I actually love Thailand. What part of Thailand?
Phuket.
Oh, Phuket, yes.
Yeah,
I love Chiang Mai, but I also love Phuket too.
yeah, it's cool. Yeah, it was very it was an experience.
Yeah. Were
Mm.
you graffitiing out there?
No, I wasn't feeding out there. I just had a studio and I was just creating.
Really?
Yeah, but it was a cool moment. I mean, maybe we'll run this back another time and
Yeah.
go a little bit deeper on that end and stuff.
Yeah, but before we leave, tell everyone how can they get to this point? Like what will be your last words for every other artist out there or creator and not necessarily specific to their industry
Hmm.
or their particular medium, but what should they have in them as a characteristics to get to a certain level?
See that right there? We just said characteristics, right? I would say before they jump into anything, they need to build their character, like an archetype. And
Yeah.
this is something that I just finished developing, and I'm implementing to like the people that I mentor. Um, they need to build their future self.
Yeah.
They need to make it so vivid and detailed that they start to apply it in real time
Yeah.
and start to transition into what that person looks like, feels like, does, acts like, and eventually it just becomes like second nature, and you
Yeah.
just start to apply it, and things start to move differently.
Yeah.
And so I would say do that, like see where you're headed, why you're heading there, and build up that character as if you were playing a video game,
Yeah.
and then just bring it back, and you have literally a cheat sheet of
Yeah.
how to do it.
Right.
So I would say that. Start
Ooh,
there.
Lyko just gave us all the wisdom in the world. It's like start being who you want to become, and
Yeah.
then everything else will follow.
And the thing is, you can always tweak it.
Yeah,
You once you get that down, you're like, oh, shit, well, what's next?
right.
Let's build another one.
Yeah,
Yeah, and you just keep going. Yeah.
absolutely. So I absolutely thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me.
And if you want to tell everyone where they can find you, if there's Instagram, some type of art gallery, whatever it is that you.
Yeah, so you can find me at Andrew Lyko, just Andrew, and then Lyko, Lyko. That's my handle for everything.
Hmm.
Yeah, YouTube, X, Instagram. Yeah, that's pretty much it.
All right, cool. We were able to print one of his pieces of art on a t-shirt, and let's
Oh,
see which one it
sick.
is.
I love this little guy. He's
Oh, the little shadow.
Yeah, it's like he's like at a wishing well.
Oh, wow.
Mm.
What's up with his hair?
I mean, look at my hair. It's really
I love
hard
the
to
colors
tell.
though. I
Yeah,
love
me
the colors.
too.
Yeah.
Um,
That's actually pretty
just
cool.
like a little dude in thought, you know what I mean? It's like
Yeah.
casual fireflies, just stillness again.
Yeah.
Very alone, but not sad, nothing
Right,
crazy.
exactly.
Yeah. So yeah, thank you for this. This is really nice.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, that's all we have with Andrew Lyko. Thank you for being
Yeah,
here.
thank you guys for having me. It was really fun.
Yeah,
Looking forward to the
absolutely.
video.
And catch us on the next Ink and Identity episode.
Thank you guys at Econ Identity for having me. My name is Andrew Lyko. Looking forward to the video. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe.